Prime Minister Narendra Modi has now embarked on a three-nation tour to the Republic of Cyprus, Canada and even Croatia. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has now in fact issued statement ahead of departure for visit. He said, and I would like to quote him, "Cyprus is a close friend and an important partner in the Mediterranean region and the EU. The visit provides an opportunity to build upon the historical bonds and expand our ties in the areas of trade, investment, security, technology and promote people-to-people exchanges. From Cyprus, I will travel to Kananaskis, Canada to attend the G7 summit at the invitation of Prime Minister Carney. Now, the summit will provide space for exchange of views on pressing global issues and the priorities of the Global South. I also look forward to engaging with leaders from partners of different countries. On 18th June, I look forward to my visit to the Republic of Croatia and meetings with President Zoran Milanovic and Prime Minister Andrej Plenkovic. This three-nation tour is also an opportunity to thank partner countries for their steadfast support to India in our fight against cross-border terrorism and to galvanize global understanding on tackling terrorism in all its forms and manifestations." CNN News 18 Siddhant Mishra continues to be with us on the broadcast. Siddhant, what are the key discussions between PM Modi and other key important leaders?
Well, there are many aspects to this visit of Prime Minister Modi. First, this visit is happening. First visit of Prime Minister Modi after Operation Sindoor, and in fact, first Prime Minister would be going to Cyprus. Going to Cyprus, especially in the times when Turkey is fully backing Pakistan, perhaps holds a lot of significance. After Cyprus, he'll be going to Canada, where he will be participating in G7's outreach session and will also hold bilateral talks with the various other world leaders. And as Prime Minister himself said in the departure statement, that this three-nation tour is also an opportunity to thank partner countries for their steadfast support to India in our fight against cross-border terrorism. After Canada, Prime Minister will be going to Croatia. So again, Cyprus and Croatia are the two important countries in Mediterranean and also part of European Union. So this would be the first Indian Prime Ministerial visit to Croatia. And as far as Cyprus is concerned, after Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, this will be the second visit of Indian Prime Minister to Cyprus. Now, this particular visit of Prime Minister Modi to Cyprus is very important, as India and Cyprus have enjoyed excellent bilateral relations, which are based on friendship, mutual cooperation. In fact, over the past 6 decades, the relationship between India and Cyprus has grown stronger, including in the areas of economy and trade. In fact, diplomatic ties between India and Cyprus came into effect years after Cyprus became independent from Britishers. India has consistently endorsed the solution of Cyprus issue based on UNSC resolutions, international law, and EU Charter. India supports bizonal and bicommunal federation based on UN resolution as a solution to the Cyprus problem. In fact, Cyprus has supported India in numerous international bodies and remains one of India's dependable friends. It supports India's candidature as permanent member of the expanded UN Security Council. It has also extended its full support for India's nuclear civil program. So this particular visit to Cyprus is very, very significant. In fact, this visit is happening at a time when the visit is perhaps could also be seen as countering Turkey-Pakistan alignment. Cyprus's maritime connectivity and Cyprus's location position as a potential junction in the IMAC corridor. In fact, Cyprus will also be holding the rotating presidency of the EU Council in 2026. And what I have been told is that there could be a big ticket announcement in the defense cooperation with Cyprus As I said before, the Cyprus holds a very important component in the IMAC corridor, and this is the first visit of an Indian Prime Minister in 23 years to deeper ties not just with Cyprus but with the European Union also. And so the first destination of Prime Minister Modi is going to be Cyprus. The second destination is going to be Canada. And the third destination is going to be Croatia.
Right, Siddhant. We also have CNN News 18's Aman Sharma joining us this morning. We'll now take him on the broadcast. Aman, a very good morning to you. Given India's growing economic and strategic importance, how does its presence at the G7 summit reflect the evolving role in global affairs?
Well, see, this is the Prime Minister's sixth consecutive invitation to the G7 summit. He's been regular at the G7 summit since 2019. And this time, though, there was a lot of speculation whether, he will go to Canada to attend the G7 summit. The invite came some days back from the new Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney. And the Prime Minister is now going to the G7, and he has in fact said that the summit, provides space for exchange of views on pressing global issues and priorities of the global south. The Prime Minister also saying he's looking forward to engaging with leaders from partner countries. So some bilateral meetings of Prime Minister Modi are also expected on the sidelines of the G7 summit, with the focus being that will there be a bilateral meeting with Mark Carney, because India-Canada relations earlier this year and had hit a historic low under Justin Trudeau when he was the Prime Minister of Canada. Diplomatic relations had completely gone awry, and there were all sorts of allegations exchanged, and diplomats in fact were recalled. At this time, the meeting coming of Prime Minister Modi with Mark Carney, if there is a bilateral meeting on the sidelines of the G7 summit, could prove to be a reset in the diplomatic ties between India and Canada. Also, the US President Donald Trump being present at the G7 will be very significant. Will Prime Minister Modi also have a bilateral with Donald Trump, especially after Operation Sindoor and the wars which are going on in the world, be it the latest Israel-Iran conflict or the Russia-Ukraine war? All these are major issues on which the Prime Minister could have bilateral meetings with various other global leaders. Also, very interestingly, the last paragraph of his departure statement, the Prime Minister, where he has said that this three-nation tour is also an opportunity to thank partner countries for their steadfast support to India in our fight against cross-border terrorism, and to galvanize global understanding on tackling terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. So the Prime Minister's first trip abroad after Operation Sindoor will also be a lot about Prime Minister Modi trying to tell the world that India was the victim of terrorism. India suffered a big terror attack on April 22nd in Pahalgam, and that is why India chose to destroy the terrorist headquarters in Pakistan and also later attack Pakistani air bases when Pakistan attacked our civilians as well as our military installations. So this is also after all party delegations of India had gone to nearly all major countries of the world. Now the Prime Minister's visit is expected to send out a very strong signal on terrorism and to build this global consensus against Pakistan, which India says is the global epicenter of terrorism in the world.